Everybody, Ted here in the house. His a house. Actually, I screamed it a little bit earlier, but you couldn't hear me because the mic was off. So, I think I finally fixed the mic problem, except there's just one huge problem. And that is it's defective whenever I touch. I don't know why I don't have this thing on myself, but whatever. It's defective anytime I get near or touch the input. So anytime I get near or touch the input, it decides to want to turn off. Are you ready for it? I'm going to be talking and there it goes, and that's what happens. So, due to I was actually I was on the hunt. Well, I wasn't even on the hunt for a new microphone, but this made me be on the hunt for a new microphone, and I got a different one. I didn't get one of those those ones those all those podcast people have that are like the $229 ones that are like huge and like long or whatever, elongated. They're directional or anything like that. I didn't go anything that big. I just wanted something simple. I'm just in my room. I'm not doing anything crazy or stupid or I'm just talking in a microphone. As long as people can hear me, I think that's probably what's best, right? And you guys can hear me, right? That's right. All right. Anyways, what I'm doing right now is I am going to be I'm going to be redoing my EOS my EOS thing because I feel like I owe it to you guys that to get a better understanding of what happened with the whole EOS thing. We should probably actually talk about it and not ignore it. So first, what I want to do is actually bring up some headlines. Let me see here. The first one here is Forbes. So we're gonna switch over here to the some news. All right, so switching over to the Forbes article that I had found, and it reads 10 billion launch triggers 50% jump in EOS cryptocurrency. We all know that. I think what day that was. I think it was the 10th, I want to say, of the 15th. What, 15th of May? Is that right? No. Before that. Had to be before that. Am I on the wrong one? No. I'm on the right one. There it is. That was on the 11th of May. Okay, so it was on the 11th of May. 11th of May, it jumps up all the way up to $14.11. And as you can see, this is actually a new article. So this wasn't just something I just randomly pulled up. Let's see if I can find the date. There it is, the date that it happened. Now what this is who didn't mean to go to Mr. Bogard here. Is that come on now, help me out here. All right, so I'm talking because I'm talking over this because my mic decided to not work whenever I was actually filming this. So um, this was a huge day for EOS. I have a feeling that there's a lot of good things about EOS that people don't understand. Especially with the the double address thing. I think that has a huge implication in it that people aren't really grasping right now, but I think they're gonna grasp it later. Um, may not have a lot to do with privacy, but it will have a lot to do with you know blockchain blockchain integration. Um, there's going to be more projects coming out with EOS, which we're about to reveal, which is what this pretty much article is about. Is about the whole, like I said, this is, like the headline says, 10 billion launch triggers 50% jump in EOS cryptocurrency. So that's a pretty hefty price for a launch for a new project that EOS is going to be involved in. And I'm just glad it's EOS and not something that's not something I'm not a fan of. Like, I mean, I guess I'm a fan of all of them, but I'm not for sure how TRC20's doing or anything like that. But I haven't really had the chance to check it out yet either. But um, EOS definitely has its advantages, and I think more people need to look into them rather than kind of move them by the wayside and not think they're really much or up to much to nothing. Um, and I think this is going to be something that's going to be probably needed to be thought about, especially if we're going to hold a portfolio. It may take a while for it to, you know, for it to fruition. I wouldn't say fruition, but even then, um, you know, it's going to be one of those slow gainers, I believe. But one of those slow gainers that eventually you're gonna realize that no, I'm glad I put my money in this. Um, no, like I said, it compared to the competition. Well, I found another article earlier that I'm gonna read too, but it says something about the top 7 competitors of Ethereum, and one of them being Ethereum Classic, and I don't think that is necessarily going to be held to be true. So, um, I think the other ones that they had in there were good, but I don't think Ethereum Classic was one of them, and that was written the day after this one. So I'm not for sure why Ethereum Classic was thrown in there. But anyway, um, I'm just let's see here. The I don't know if anybody's ever tried to move EOS to EOS before, but it's definitely very smooth, and I have actually moved quite a few of my EOSs to um, different wallets. But anyway, here's what this article says. EOS prices surged today, climbing over 50% in a matter of hours after blockchain software company Block One announced that it had created a subsidiary Bullish Global, which with more than $10 billion in funding. The latest was announced after Block 1 provided Bullish Global with both cash and digital assets. Going forward, Bullish Global, which announced the states. Why is this not moving out? Announced the states. Where are we at now? Here we are. Going forward, which announces states that will function independent equity under Block 1, plans to work toward launch of blockchain-based cryptocurrency exchange. Bullish is planned to release later this year. Several prominent investors include Peter Thiel, Mike Navagratz, Alan Howard, Christian Ingermeyer, Louis Bacon, Richard Lee, as well as institutions as Nomura, Galaxy Digital took part in fundraising. Editorial note: invest in cryptocurrency coins or tokens highly speculative and market may largely unregulated. Anyone considered it should be prepared to lose their entire investment. They might want to reword that. I mean they're kind of spot on, but entire investment, you're talking about the whole market crash. I don't know. I just don't like the wording of that. Anyways, EOS serves as a native token to a platform for decentralized applications called dApps. Reached $4.11 early this afternoon, according to CoinDesk data. At this point, it was up 56.6% since the start of the day, and was the trading at its highest since June 2018. Additional CoinDesk figures from reveal. Interestingly enough, the digital asset started the ascent around 8:30 a.m., which was shortly after the announcement was made at 8 a.m. And I'm telling you, everybody, if you watch all of crypto, it's gonna start about a little bit earlier than 9:30, because 9:30 is when all of the regular brokers open. So if a broker that you has crypto, you can't buy it. So sometimes you can't buy it until 9:30 a.m. So a lot of people try to get a jump start on what they think is going to be good for the day around 8:30, 8 a.m. So take a look at that next time if you're ever trying to trade, and to see what you think is going to start going up, or you start seeing things going up, especially if they start going up very rapidly around that time, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to make people think that they're going to be going in, trying to wrap up this big deal, and then the people that have the 24-hour market go in there and they rack up all the money that's in there, and it kind of, I wouldn't say screws over the people, because screw them. I mean, they should know how to use a 24-hour broker anyway, just like we all do. But it definitely shows some risk in there. Again, I'm sitting here talking over this article because of had some technical difficulties earlier, as I always do. So, but I thought I owed you a better one. Here's where I'm talking about the 8:30 to 9 o'clock one, which should definitely be noted. Definitely be noted. Now, since that, while today's rally was impressive, multiple analysts claim that EOS was well positioned for gains. Joe DiPasquale, CEO of cryptocurrency hedge fund manager BitBull Capital, spoke to the situation. The announcement is resulting in speculation of pricing. EOS had been in an uptrend for a while now, notably since the start of April. That we'll get into because it's kind of true, kind of not. And initially benefited from the market optimism towards older digital assets than respected the previous resistance turning point support level around 8.5 set the deepest squale. It bounced off this level in May, at the start of May, and yesterday during the major drop. Given there was already a decent market interest in EOS, it jumped significantly of the announcement, he said. Tim Inkeman, Managing Director of Digital Capital Management, also weighed in, speaking of eagerness, given any positive, substantive news at all, virtually any token will immediately skyrocket in this environment since buyers are so receptive. Disclosure: I own some Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ether, and EOS. You should own a lot more. That's all I gotta say, because I definitely certainly do. You should probably get some Polkadot, and you should probably get some Cardano. You should probably get some things in there that are probably gonna matter one day. But Bitcoin Cash are all right. Litecoin and Ether are always going to be a staple, and I'm glad he owns EOS because everybody should be owning EOS. Hey, 10 billion is what's going to do it. That's what's going to do it. Now, this is what I find interesting. This is the other one that showed the it says Ethereum Classic and 7 other cryptocurrency looking like Ethereum killers. I'm sorry, but Ethereum Classic is not an Ethereum killer. Ethereum Classic was the reason Ethereum was designed was because Ethereum Classic was so volatile that they could not basically get it under control. They could not have it as like kind of a smooth asset. Nobody wanted to invest in something that was going to be bouncing around all over the place. So they tried to find something a little bit more smoother, and they came up with a different algorithm. Now, as most of you know, especially if you've dug into these, a lot of these have different algorithms already placed into them, and they'll even tell you what the algorithm is. They all have different names and whatnot. But what this does say is it does say, along the number 2 Ethereum. Ethereum USD recently pushed aside the mighty Bitcoin, which it did in terms of sheer performance heading into the weekend, May 7th. Ethereum was sitting pretty at an all-time high of 3,500. In contrast, BTC was down about 10% of its peak. But suddenly, an old nemesis, Ethereum Classic, might just steal Ethereum's newfound thunder. Ethereum Classic makes for an intriguing story. An open source blockchain based just distributed compound network. Ethereum Classic is actually the original Ethereum, launched in 2015, and an unfortunate hacking incident forced the creation of the new version of Ethereum to basically erase the attacks at financial impact. That's the ETH that we're all familiar with. Still, Ethereum Classic is just trudged on, and albeit very much in ETH's shadow. So, I'm not for sure how much of that. I don't know. Naturally, the temperature now is to jump aboard the Ethereum Classic and all the other less well-known crypto coins. While where is the money to be made in the built assumption, the virtual currency sector? Maintain moments. Frankly, I'm concerned about how wild the digital market is. when assets jump to downside. Still, we have learned that never the power of persuasion, particularly on the internet. It's sentiment sky. Even if you got the risk tolerance, you may want to check out these Ethereum killers. Bitcoin Cash, not so much. Litecoin, it's not even really in its own it's not even really in its own class with Ethereum. Chainlink is good. I like it. Don't think it's a killer. Zcash could be, but don't think it's a killer. EOS, I don't think it's a killer, but I think it's worth taking a look at, and I'm glad it's on the 7. Lisk, I don't, to be 100% honest, I don't even know what Lisk is. Dogecoin, I'm not even gonna go there. I know. Evidently I'm talking faster than what I was recording this, so I apologize. But yeah, EOS, there it is. There's the one. Lisk. I'm gonna have to look into Lisk. I really am. I've never heard of it. I'm glad this article brought it up because I'm gonna have to look into it. But Dogecoin, you would have to pay me $1 million to buy one Dogecoin, because I am not. I mean, it's basically it's a Bitcoin alternative that has no financial ending. Miners can mine Dogecoin forever, and people could all of a sudden stop being interested, and it ceased to exist. It's as simple as that. So what's the point of even thinking about mining or even owning Dogecoin? It just kind of goes all over the place. Like I don't know. I just personally have a big problem with Dogecoin, and that's it. We're gonna go over here to EOS. Sorry, it's my channel. I smoke. I'm sorry. Now, we talked about the guy saying being bullish in mid-April. So we're going to go back to this other 10 million. Well, first, what I should do, I should give my shout out to all my peeps from this website, if it would ever show up. It's called Minds. I did a horrible version earlier. I'm going to delete that version and replace it with this one. But Minds, if you're on Minds, follow me. I'm at Bodies at Wix. Odyssey. I'll be throwing us on Odyssey as well. I do love Odyssey. I want to change my platform to Odyssey. All my Patreons, thank you so much for being Patreons. I do have a Facebook page out there. I don't really push it out there that much, but if you're ever on Facebook and you want to look up Bodies and Wix, you can find me on Bodies and Wix right here. Get off of that, and then on Twitter here, profile here on Bodies. I'm here. Bodies and Wix is Bodies X Wix. There you go. So there's all my socials. Get onto them, follow them, all that good stuff. So we're going back to this article here, to where he said something about April being I think it was April here. Let me Control F this. The announcement resulting in speculation on the price, but EOS had been on an uptrend for a while now, notably since the start of April. I don't think that's necessarily true. It's been sideways Oops, didn't mean to move that. See, as you can tell, I have old drawings and stuff like that. I was probably investing in EOS back then. Back here, I want to say less than $5. I was probably investing in EOS. I've just always had some kind of weird affinity for EOS. So I put this here as 2 equals, hoping that it would actually go down below it, because I had actually a limit buy set there, but it never went below it. Get a little bit more action in here. So this is March. Here we go. Toward the end of the March, we do jump up a little bit. All right. So we went from March into March. Now we're into April here. All right. So now we're into April here. We do start making a little bit of a bull run. But then toward the end of the here, look, I have marked this as 2 highs. Trying to find out when it was going to break those double highs. But then it starts pulling back. It really did it. I don't even know what this orange line is here for, to be honest. Maybe I'll try to figure out here in a second. But it does pull back. It pulls back to, I think, even lower than what it had. Well, nope. It pulls back to exactly. Hold on. Let me look at this for a second. This is interesting. I'm gonna actually pull myself off of off the screen here, so you guys can take a look at the charts. Where is myself and Logitech? There we go. And then we're gonna do this thing. It's called a Luma wipe. There you go. All right, so now that I've looked at this, this is interesting to me. I don't know why this is interesting to me, but this is interesting to me. So the top of this here, right? Go straight across. Here, let's get rid of this. Did it hit it? I don't think it did. No, 483, 486. Got close. Ooh, but this, however, on the other hand, may be the champion. Looks like I may have peeked through that one as an order block or some sort. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Ooh, that one actually did almost land right on it. That high was 4,500. Was that it? Exactly 4,500. 4,501, 4,500, 4,501. All right, so then it goes through, and then here on this side it slams right through it. So there's no resistance whatsoever on that. That's just buy side liquidity is what that is. That right there is buy side liquidity. So, and it kind of was starting to engineer buy side liquidity, and it looked like it was almost trying to go down. Looks like it was almost trying to sell. Look, and you even had that one, that last one right there. And then I bet it was like, oh, I bet if we came back up and we did this one in buy side liquidity, I bet people would sell. And boom, they all sold, screwed them out of them. And then all this happened. Didn't mean to do that. All this happened, and then comes down, and then this comes smacks. What was the low here? $5.034. And what were the other two numbers? I always forget. High was 5.01, and the low sorry, her low is 4.477. 4.477. High 4.490. 4.5, 4.501. Well, here, if we really want to get down to the nitty gritty and find out exactly what it is, let's do one of these. The 11%? Is that 0.11%? No, that's 11%. Well, then again, it is a small, kind of a small area. But yeah. Wow, interesting. Okay, so it came down. So it had this liquidity level here that nobody even thought about. Went right through it, came right back down, nailed that liquidity level, and then boom, took back off. And then I'm on the hour. Let's get on the 15-minute for a second. As he said, in most of May, we were in a rather bullish market, right? Or in April, we were in a rather bullish market. There's a gap there. That must have been from the week 28th. No, that's just a gap from the 28th. That's odd. All right. Alright, we're back in March now. See, back in March, going down. And he said in April, remember he said April, we were, here it is. But EOS had been in an uptrend for a while now, notably since the start of April. Here, if we want to cut over to the browser news, check that out. Announcement was the resulting speculation that price uptrend since the start of April. All right. Now that we know that, let's see where April starts. April starts here. Midnight, New York time. No, it doesn't start at 4 o'clock, whatever it is, 5 o'clock. It starts on New York time. Why? Because you can already see. Looks like I gave a little Judas swing right after the opening. Made a little, had a little high here. Made everybody think maybe it was gonna do a little high, and then whoop, swooping on down, swooping on down, swooping on down, swooping on down. All of this through April. I hate to tell the guy, but he's wrong. Where was the bullish market in April? There was no bullish market in April at all. Oh my god. I am... Alright, we're cutting out all of that. It's a good thing I'm not live this time. Do a quick transition.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's
transition. Just so people know, or just so I know myself. All right, so we went down to the 15-minute. We're gonna try to call. We're gonna try to see where April started. This is May 1st. What in the world just happened? Whatever. EOSD, come on. There we go. Alright. So now I got the 1st of May already chilling. I'm gonna go by the hour. I'm not gonna try to do that by the minute. Or at least I'll try to find the hour or the day, and then I'll hone in on the minute. March 31st. All right. get into the 5 minute, and then get into the 5 minute zone. Sorry, this is actually taking a lot longer than I expected. I wanted to read the there's 2 articles. I was going to tell you about it being bullish, and then I was going to try to do some technicals to try to Jesus.
I know what happens here. Okay.
That's crap. Anyway, alright. Well, whatever. Alright, so Uptrend. Is it on an uptrend? Here's the okay here. Let's see here. Here. Look at that. EOS right there. Push it up. That was to the 895. That was a good push. And this is when it comes down and hits that low. Alright. What did I say from the last time? Was that not from the last time? Is that twice that's happened now? But this thing came down with Hell Hath Fury. I just want a horizontal line. That's all I want. Horizontal line, please. So I don't want to hide it. I'll just do a typical horizontal line. Alright. Well, it didn't even give me a damn horizontal line. Alright. So, why is it not giving me a horizontal line? This is actually really starting to piss me off. No, I don't use those things. I don't use that. Oh, you know why? Because they're all up here. That's why. I forgot. I magnetized them. Jeez, I hate the magnets. Hope there was nothing important up here that was magnetized. Alright. Boom. There we go. Where does it go to? Directly in between. Not even directly in between, but just above. Alright. Boom. You had a big green rocket, is what I like to call it. So it didn't even come down to the bullish order block. It actually just came through, right through the fair value gap. So if you have a big green candle like that, sometimes usually what'll happen is things will go straight through it, or they'll stop right in the middle of it. I don't care about that crap. Just like this. Went right through it. Came down, hit the bottom of it. And look at that. That was the exact punctuation for that day. Now, but look, does it again. Boom, punches through it, pulls back out, comes down, doom, punches through it, comes back out. And then it happens again. So now we haven't even got to the $14 one yet. So now it's coming all the way up. We're still and now we're back in we're in May. Did it hit $14 earlier this week. We were still at $5 on April 29th. I think that's when I was still buying it. Because this is the $14 one right here. That being said, this comes down. Where does it hit? Doesn't matter. This thing came down to below it, took out the liquidity. So here, stop short. It stopped short of hitting the full order block on. I feel like it was on purpose. I feel like it was on purpose. So in case it came back down here to this area, guess what? Everybody already had the buy limit set. But unless you were looking to the left and you didn't notice that there wasn't a buy or an order block there, you wouldn't have bought there, or you would have, you wouldn't have bought there. You would have been, nope, they would have been right through that, took that liquidity, and that's what that just did. So date, time, 2% liquidity taken. Probably more for people that actually had what's the word I'm looking for? Actually had higher buy limit set and probably a lower stop losses set. So they probably got a lot of people out of that one. But this one came in perfectly. Looks like. Yep. Perfectly. So the height of this order block right here, boom, on the 1 hour. Well, 1 hour, comes down, touches it, boom, nice reversal. Nice reversal. Doesn't need anything. It came up. I don't even know why it even made this red candle here. You know what? Let me try to find out why. Let's get a little bit closer. Let's get a little bit closer. Play this game called Game a little bit closer. So I want to see why it went backwards. Boom, there it is. Breaker. High, low, lower, high. So because of that, this whole block became a breaker. Oop. Jeez. Right to the T. Came to the breaker and touches the breaker, backs off, jumps into halfway into the breaker again, backs off again. It's like it's running at the door, trying to run through it. Boom, runs at the door. Boom, runs at the door again. This time he's like, nope, not happening this time. Boom, right through the door, bounces off the bottom, keeps going. And we got this, comes up here. Looks like it touches the top of here. Is that a rejection block? Looks like it was up until 11,950. Alright, so now I just kind of wanted to see what was happening most recently, what was going on. But now I want to try to break down EOS and try to see if we can't guess the near future. I'm not going to guess the far future, but I'm going to try to guess the near future. Down here. Here you get the order with the bottom of the order block. Boom, it's already hit it. We had this thing come up, clear out the liquidity, which I think is extremely weird. It just came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere. Just hide it. Boom. And then went lower. So we went from low to high to lower low. Which that would cause a mitigation block. At this 15-minute candle right here. It's finally starting to get on the other side of it. See, as you can see, under this mitigation block, boom, boom, underneath it, won't go, it won't go. Finally gets through it, but then instead of staying above it and using it as support, goes boom, straight through it. Goes back, tries to go back up through it, doesn't do it. Comes back up, hits it again, support. Finally, it doesn't know what it wants to do. Okay, so is there anything like that in between? Lower high, low, higher high. If we had the higher high here above it, now we have a breaker block. And now it's acting as support as well, or not support, but resistance as well. It's alright, these things break through these things. I'm going to change the style of it just a little bit. Let's get a little bit of yellow. So, what will eventually happen is that this is going to go through here, right? I don't know what is this? There should be a 4-hour block. Nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's not even a 4-hour block, it's a 1-hour block. Right, so this thing right here should actually needs to be unlocked. I don't know why it's locked. Okay, I guess I can move it now. All of this is happening during the fair value gap. Which is fine, because unless prices are looking to push higher, which it looks like they are, I don't see a reason why this fair value gap would matter. It's a fairly large fair value gap. Actually, it's extremely large. It's a civvy. But that could also mean it could get up here and then pull back down again. I was just hoping for something easy for me to be like, okay, this is gonna be it's gonna get above this. But these things are not so easy to determine. Dang it, why did I move that? That particular thing needs to be unlocked. Okay. Where did... It doesn't make any sense. That's not the fib. I moved the fib. No wonder things aren't making sense to me. Alright. Moving the fib one more time. Alright. I don't know what this 100% is. This can't be a fib. Unless I was trying to measure something. So, we've got this. We've got this breaker block. And it's not wanting to get across it. No matter what's happening. It's like, boom, breaker block. Went right through it, went right down below it. Now it's staying below it. So we'll just have to see in time. I thought I was gonna be able to pull out some magic and be like, yep, it's gonna go up here, it's gonna go down here. Nope. Instead, we get a breaker block, and breaker blocks act as support or resistance, either or, depending on which side it's on. Right now it is acting as resistance, so it's unfortunate because this thing could easily just push on up and then come back down, tap it, and then take off, or it could easily, let me see what's going on here on the left side. Well, on the left side, all of these have hit the fair value gap halfway through at least. Nope. Not halfway through at least. Alright, 1.25. Alright, so as long as it doesn't come down below that, we're in good shape to stay in a bullish movement area. If this thing starts to pull down here, and we get below this area, then we gotta start looking at this. Which I should. Really? Did you really do that? Alright, so 50% of that is... Oh, shit. Not Ethereum. No, come on. EOS USD. Hit space twice on accident. Not EOD. EOS USD. USD. There we go. Finally. What line was I drawing? Did I already draw it? I did. Okay. Oh, that was the fib retracement. I didn't get the line drawn. Okay. It's fine. Line drawn. Do I have the fib here to here? Yes, I do. This is 9.800. Now, if it gets down to any of these places, these are buys. That I need text is here. I need buy. Why are you not buy? What in the world? Thank you. And 16 in bold. Same thing here. Buy. The thing is that most institutions love to buy at a discount, right? Your discount is usually 62% or less. Now it's hit that 62% or less right here, and it stayed under that 62% or less almost the entire time, which it made me wonder. It just made me wonder. Oops, I guess I didn't get that all the way up there, huh? Wait. Do I not have the fib on right? Why the %, 100%, Good thing we were doing nothing off the fib. Okay. So it did get above the 50. It did get above the 62%. It has been above the 60% a couple times, and that was just to take out liquidity. And this is interesting. I just think this is interesting that right here, this whole fighting to get across this red line, putting the breaker block line. You can see it's obviously this. 'Cause look, I mean, boom! As soon as it gets below it, can't get above it. Oh. Then it does get above it, and then it shoots right down below it again, and it gets lower. So now you have another breaker block. Gonna stay over. Except for this one actually makes it. Takes it a minute. Has to halfway through pull back down, shoot up through it. Pull back down, shoot up through it, and then finally gets away with it. Then it pulls back down and then has to shoot up through it again. It's insane. Here we have a breaker block. Well, I mean, it did spike up through the red line. My thing is, I think it'll eventually get above here. Once it does eventually get above here, then we'll start seeing more bullish movement, and I think we'll probably see it end up around the 1150 mark at least sometime tomorrow. That's all I got. Good EOS special. Long one. I'm gonna have to edit this one down. So, but thank you very much for hanging out with me, for listening to me through all this, through everything. And next time I do specials, I'm not gonna do them live because evidently that's not the thing to do. Definitely not the thing to do. So. From now on, we will be doing, if I'm going to be doing a special, especially on one specific asset, we're going to be doing these recorded. All right. Thanks a lot for hanging out again. And if you like what I'd like you to do, if you would please give me a follow, give me a like, tell me what you liked about it, tell me what you didn't like about it. And tell me what you'd like to see more of, less of, things like that. You know, I'm here trying to help people educate themselves on A, technical analysis, and B, just making the right moves into the future. That way they're not wasting their money. All right. So again, love you guys. Thanks a lot, and peace out. Oh yeah, and
Any advice or information on this website is general advice only. It does not take into account your personal circumstances. Please do not trade or invest based solely on this information. By viewing any material or using the information within this site, you agree that it is general education material and you will not hold any person or entity responsible for loss or damages resulting from the content or general advice provided here by bodies and wicks. Its employees, directors, or fellow members, futures, options, and spot currency trading have large potential rewards, but also large potential risk. You must be aware of the risk and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the futures and options markets, as well as Forex. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. This website is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy, sell, trade futures, spot Forex, CFDs, options, or other financial products. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed in any material on this website. The past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results.